Lila Carter never meant to linger in the house her folks left her. It was a plain, boxy place with chipped gray siding and a front yard choked with crabgrass and dandelions that refused to die. Tucked at the end of a sleepy cul-de-sac in a Virginia suburb, it felt just far enough from the bustle to be calm, but close enough for pizza deliveries or a quick ambulance if things went south. After her dad passed 7 months ago, Lila, a logistics manager juggling spreadsheets in her cramped D.C. apartment, drove down to sort out the paperwork, cut off the utilities, and slap a for sale sign out front. But something about the place, the creak of the back porch, the way sunlight spilled across the kitchen counter at dusk cooked her. She stayed, working remotely in the mornings and wrestling the yard into shape by afternoon, finding a strange peace in the dirt under her nails. 2 months in, on a crisp spring day, trouble found her. Lila was crouched by the north fence, old jeans streaked with mud, tugging out a snarl of ivy that had crept along the edge where her land met the neighboring lot. The neighbors, Harold and Diane Foster, had lived next to her parents for decades, though Lila barely remembered them from childhood VY sits. Now in their late 60s, retired and leathery from years under the sun, they were a fixture. Diane, especially, always out front, fussing over perfect hedges or barking at delivery guys like she owned the block. Lila had caught Diane's VYB early, a tight smile, a wave that felt more like a warning. "So I call the shots here," Saad said. That Tuesday, Lila was prying up half-buried bricks from an old garden border when a county patrol car rolled up, slow and deliberate, no sirens. 2 officers stepped out, hands on belts, calm but watchful. The taller one, sunglasses perched on his head, nodded. "Ma'am, we got a call about suspicious active VY tie here. Mind if we talk?" Lila froze, spade in hand, dirt smudged on her cheek. "This is my place," she said, standing. "I'm just weeding. What's the issue?" The officers exchanged a look. Neighbor reported digging near their property line, maybe MOVYing boundary markers. "They're worried." Lila's jaw tightened, but she gestured at the patch of earth. "I'm clearing brush. The markers are untouched. Take a look." They did, poking around, scribbling notes. "Looks fine," the shorter one said. "Just checking. Sorry for the hassle." But the tall one lingered. "We're of Ad VYC. Your neighbors have called us before. Your dad had a run-in with them over this line a few years back." Lila stood there long after the cruiser left, staring at the sagging fence. It wasn't anger that hit her, it was a heavy, nagging feeling, like a puzzle with half the pieces gone. Diane's territorial streak was OBVY us, but calling the cops over some weeding? That was a power move. That night, Lila dug through her dad's old files, unearthing a notarized survey map from 2008. It showed the Foster's fence sitting 6 feet inside her legal boundary, meaning Diane's tidy hostas, gravel path, and that extra parking spot for their SUV were all on Lila's land. Sleep didn't come easy. Diane hadn't called the cops out of fear. She was marking her territory, daring Lila to back down. Lila wasn't one for drama, but she knew systems. Logistics was her world: plans, records, escalation. By morning, she called a surveyor, Tom Harris, to recheck the line and booked a contractor to price out a temporary trench to mark her boundary. She wasn't looking for a fight, but she wasn't about to let her family's land get nibbled away. When Tom confirmed the fence was 1.5 meters off, Lila tied twine between the stakes, a quiet claim on what was hers. Diane's response was instant. At dawn, Lila heard a metallic clank and found Diane, still in her robe, smashing a stake with a hoe. Their eyes locked, Diane's face hard. Then she turned and walked off without a word. Challenge accepted. Things spiraled fast. A code enforcement officer showed up, claiming Lila's excavation threatened the Foster's garage. Lila handed over her survey, Tom's report, and contractor notes, shutting it down. Diane fought dirty. Her sprinklers sprayed Lila's side of the line. Her compost bins got tipped over, and she hosted garden mornings to paint Lila as the neighborhood VY lane. Whispers spread. Lila was an outsider, tearing up the block to sell and run. Neighbors stopped while VYing. Lila didn't flinch. She installed cameras, motion lights, and sent Diane a certified letter confirming the boundary, worded sharp and legal. Then she dug the trench shallow, legal, just enough to block the Foster's shortcut, and scream, "Saw this is mine, saw." Diane hit back with a lawyer's letter, accusing Lila of malicious obstruction. A fake utility inspector tried to snoop, but Lila chased him off. Glass shards appeared by her gate. A stray dog tore up her mulch. Diane's foster rescue. Maybe? Lila documented everything, her folder thickening. When the Fosters pushed for mediation, claiming decades of shared use, Lila and her lawyer, Sering Nguyen, shut it down with hard evy denke. Surveys, photos, no easement, no deal. Diane hissed, "You don't know how this street works," but Lila just said, "I'm here to live, not leave." The courtroom was where it ended. Lila brought a mountain of proof maps, logs, videos of Diane dumping trash. The Foster's lawyer leaned on community tradition, but the judge wasn't buying it. "Show me a legal easement," he said. They couldn't. He affirmed Lila's rights, barred the Fosters from her land, and tossed their petty petition. Diane's face crumpled, not in rage, but defeat. 2 days later, MOVYing truck pulled up. Diane and Harold left, heads down, their house listed for sale. The trench stayed, a clean, gravel-filled line. Lila walked at dusk, not triumphant but steady. New neighbors moved in, quiet and kind, unaware of the war. Lila gave them a survey map, just in case. She repainted the porch, planted grasses along the trench, and boxed her documents. Not to forget, but to move on. The house wasn't just her dad's, Anna Maria, it was hers. Earned through every stake, every letter, every silent stand. She'd fought not for dirt, but for her right to exist, to draw her line and hold it. Diane wanted control. Lila gave her clarity. Now, what do you think? Was Lila a hero for standing her ground? Or did she escalate a petty feud too far? Could she have compromised to keep the peace? Or was Diane's bullying unstoppable? Drop your take in the comments. Hit that like button if this got you fired up, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you pick a side. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video.